Hey you guys, welcome back to the Vintage Hen and Chick, and a very special welcome if you're new. My name is Shelly and I am the owner and creator here on this channel. And in today's video, I am giving you 3 thrift flip projects, and they're all metal projects with some pretty cool transformations. So if you're not yet subscribed, go ahead and click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell, and that way you'll get notified every time I upload a new video. So let's get started. For my first project, I have this galvanized W, which is the first letter of my last name. So I am keeping this project for myself once it's completed. I'm creating a gallery wall with tobacco baskets, and this W is going to be going inside one of the baskets. And I wanted to give this W a really nice patina look to it. So I'm starting out by giving it 1 even coat of Dixie Belle's bronze patina paint. Now, if you're not familiar with Dixie Belle's patina products, how they work is you apply 1 coat of your patina paint, you let it dry completely, and then you come back and apply a second coat. And while your second coat is still wet, that's when you spray your patina spray on the wet paint. So I'm going to give my W 1 even coat of the bronze patina paint. Once that's dry, we'll come back and move on to the next step. Okay, so coat number 1 of my patina paint is dry, and now I'm going in and doing my second coat of the bronze patina paint. And so I'm going to apply an even coat all over the W, and then I'm going to take my Dixie Belle blue patina spray and spray it all over the W where the wet patina paint is. Now, your spray bottles come with either the spray option or the stream option on the nozzle. For this project, I am using the spray option. So I'm gonna spray it over all the wet patina paint. I'm gonna let it drip and run how it's gonna drip and run. I'm gonna let it dry, and then that's when the magic happens. Okay, so I let my patina paint dry overnight, and look at that beautiful patina on my W. I love how this patina product works on any kind of surface. You can use it on metal, wood, plastic, anything. And so now I'm going to embellish my W a little bit, and I'm going to be using a piece of transfer from the IOD Emporium Gilded Transfers set. I wanted to add just a little something to the front of my W. And so I picked out this scripted writing gilded transfer. And so I'm going to peel off the backing. I'm going to lay my transfer down on the W, and then I'm going to take my transfer tool and rub it over the W. So because this is in the shape of a W, you just have to follow the outline of your letter. So I'm just going to rub it over the W with my transfer stick. And then as I'm doing that, I'm going to start to slowly peel up my transfer from one side, and I'm going to work from one side to the next. And you'll see me kind of peeling it up and laying the transfer back down. And that's just because some of the transfer on this gilded transfer didn't quite stick all the way. So it's super simple. You just lay your transfer back down and continue to rub. So I'm going to continue to apply the transfer over the entire W, and then wait till you see what it looks like. Look at how beautiful that transfer looks on that W. Now, normally I would burnish this down with my transfer vellum, but these gilded transfers are a little bit more delicate. So I'm just using my fingertips to make sure all of the transfer is completely attached to my W. And now, once that's done, it's time to seal this in. And for this project, I'm going to be using Dixie Belle's flat clear coat. I wanted to keep the flat matte look of the W, and that's why I chose the flat clear coat. And so I'm just going to simply give my W 1 even coat of my clear coat, let it dry completely, and then this project is complete. For project number 2, I have this empty paint can. Now you can get these paint cans just about anywhere. I get mine at Menards. I'm pretty sure you can get them at Amazon. If I find them on Amazon, I'll leave a link for them in the description box below. Now I've done a version of this paint can several different ways over the years, but I think this one turns out to be my favorite. Now I'm going to start by applying one even coat of the Dixie Belle Prime Start. And what this is a primer for the patina products. Because this paint can has such a shiny surface, I wanted to start with a coat of the Prime Start to give my patina paint something to grab onto. So I'm going to give this one even coat of the Prime Start, let it dry, and then we'll move on to the next step. So my coat of Prime Start has dried completely, and now I'm going to use my Dixie Belle Iron Patina paint. And it's the same process. I'm going to apply one coat of the iron over my can, let that dry completely, and then when I come back to do the second coat, while it's still wet, that's when I'm going to spray it with my patina spray. I wanted this can to look rusty, which is why I chose to use the iron patina paint. So I'm going to continue to add my one even coat of the iron patina paint. We'll let that dry completely, and then we'll come back to do the next step. Okay, so my first coat of iron patina paint is dry, and now it's time to do coat number 2. And so I'm just going to apply one even coat of my Dixie Belle Iron Patina paint over my entire paint can, and then we will spray it with our patina spray. So while my patina paint is still wet, I am going to be applying my Dixie Belle green patina spray. I have my nozzle set on spray, and I am just going to spray my entire paint can. You can't really see it in this angle because I have it on a Lazy Susan, but I'm spraying all around the paint can and just going to let it drip and run as it wants to. I let everything dry overnight, and look at that beautiful rusty finish on my paint can. So now I'm going to embellish my paint can, and I'm going to be using an IOD transfer from the Saint Germain transfer set. I thought that this transfer that I chose looks beautiful with the rusty look of that paint can. And so I cut out my transfer, and I'm going to apply it to the front of my paint can. I'm kind of centering it in between each of the little knobs where the handle would be on the can. And so I'm just going to peel off the back of my transfer, lay my transfer down, and then start using my transfer tool and start rubbing over my transfer. And then I'm going to work from one side to the next, rubbing over my transfer and slowly peeling up the transfer as it's attaching to my paint can. Now, a lot of times people say, or it's recommended, that you should seal your projects first before you apply a transfer. I've never had a problem applying my transfer right over the Dixie Belle Patina products. But if you feel more comfortable sealing your project first, go ahead and do that with a clear coat and then apply your transfer. But as you can see, my transfer is sticking beautifully to my paint can. Once I get my transfer applied, then I'm just going to take the transfer vellum and burnish it over the transfer to make sure everything is completely adhered and there are no bubbles or wrinkles in my transfer. So the final step in this project is to seal everything in. I need to seal in my patina paint and I need to seal in my transfer, and I'm going to be using Sweet Pickins Dark Beeswax. I love the way this beeswax looks over darker colors. It just makes it so rich and so beautiful. And so I'm just taking a paper towel and I'm applying my beeswax over the entire can, transfer and everything. And I'm applying the beeswax and then I am buffing off the excess. And like I said, it leaves this beautiful color and this beautiful sheen. So I'm going to continue to wax my can, and then once that's done, this project is complete. Project number 3 is this cute little galvanized lunchbox. And I'm going to paint this with Dixie Belle's Palmetto chalk paint. And so I'm going to give this one even coat over the entire lunchbox, including the handle and the little hardware hooks in the front and the hinges in the back. I'm going to give it one even coat first, let it dry completely, and then come back and do a second coat to make sure that I have good coverage over everything. So I did do 2 coats of the Palmetto over the entire lunchbox. I got great coverage, and now I'm just going to distress it a little bit. So I'm just using my 220 grit sanding sponge, and I'm going to go over the entire lunchbox, especially around the edges and anywhere there's a sharp corner, to distress it just a little bit so you can see that galvanized metal peeking through a little bit. So I'm going to continue to distress it, and then we'll move on to the next step. So now I'm going to apply a transfer to my lunchbox, and I chose a piece of transfer from the IOD Katarina transfer set, and I just cut out a little spray of florals that I thought would look beautiful with this palmetto color that I painted the lunchbox. And so I'm just going to apply the transfer to the front of my lunchbox the exact same way I always apply transfers. You peel off the transfer backing, place your transfer down where you want it, rub it with your transfer tool, and then start from one side, work to the next. Slowly start to peel that transfer vellum back as you're rubbing with your transfer tool. Once you have your transfer completely applied, take your transfer vellum or your fingers, rub it over your transfer, which is called burnishing, to make sure everything is adhered completely and there are no bubbles or wrinkles in your transfer. Once I have my transfer completely applied and burnished, then it's time to seal the entire project. So everything needs to be sealed in on my little lunchbox, the paint and the transfer, and I chose to use Sweet Pickins Dark Beeswax. Like I've mentioned before, I love the way this dark beeswax looks on dark paint colors, and so I'm just going to take my paper towel, apply the beeswax over the entire lunchbox, applying it, and then buffing off the excess. Once I get the entire thing sealed, then this project is complete. Thank you so much for watching this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it and got some inspiration. All the products that I used in today's projects are available on my website, thevintagehenandchick.com. I'll be back again next week with another fun video, so I'll see you then.